Priyanka, before we wrap up, just one quick one quick question on metals, because you track that space very closely. The space has gone through crests and troughs and crests and troughs. Based on the current demand supply mismatches, on the point that European plants might find it difficult to operate in the same way that they have, but demand is an issue because China is still under these COVID lockdowns. What is your view on Indian steel companies?
See, the first one that you mentioned about Europe, so yes, there are some production restrictions that are expected because of the supply in energy, rather disruption in supplies of energy, if we put it. And we have already seen that in the US and Europe. I would believe that probably 2 weeks back we have highlighted in one of our notes that price hikes have been taken in US and European Union. Ideally, what would have happened is if there were no restrictions on exporting of steel from India. So you would be aware that there is a 15% export duty as things stand today. So we could have probably taken advantage of that. I mean, the European steel, large European steel prices, so that probably some advantage subject to the import quota. So maybe some advantage could have been taken of that. But having said that, the export duty still persists. There were this news often that you would have seen in media or even commentary by some company management also that they expect a review of the export duties, let's say in the coming month or the month after, something like that. No clear timeline, but probably something like that. So yes, if the export duties were to be removed, then this can be a material positive that the export avenues open up. But having said that, so long as the export duty persists, there would be a downward pressure on Indian steel prices, is what I believe. So today, the Indian steel price, that is as of last week, was at some premium to the import parity prices. And you would have observed that since the export duty implementation, the Indian steel prices have been on a correcting trend, fairly on a correcting trend. Now, and this is despite having taken some production shutdowns, maintenance shutdowns. So that has kind of kept the supply in check for now. But going forward, there may not be this production maintenance shutdown. So unless the export duties are really rolled back, there is again a possibility of an inventory rebuild happening. So that is some bit of a concern. And more recently, we are seeing the coking coal prices also showing some incremental signs of moving up. So the coking coal prices actually in between fell much sharper than the steel price falls. That's actually kind of protected the sector, I would say. But right now we are again seeing that on the uptrend, some disruptions in Australia happening. So I would say that it's quite a mixed bag out there. The export duty, if it is removed, can actually help the outlook in a material way.